In this lesson, we're going to discuss connecting to Exchange Online using remote PowerShell. There's no secret to the fact that there are certain things that you have to do with Exchange that can only be done through the Exchange Management Shell, or PowerShell. And so in those situations, when you're dealing with an on-premise Exchange environment, it's no problem. You fire up the Exchange Management Shell and you start using the commands and commandlets that you know will enable certain features and allow you to work with your on-premise Exchange. But what do you do when you're working with Exchange Online through Office 365? Well, in those scenarios, you're going to have to make a remote PowerShell connection in order to perform the task. And so in this lesson, we're actually going to show this with the auditing feature. With auditing, you need to use the shell to enable the features. So in this lesson, we're going to show you how to utilize Windows PowerShell to make a connection to Exchange Online in order to perform command line tasks. Okay, so let's get started. So what do we do? Well, we're working with Office 365 here, and this gives us a unique opportunity because if you were working with on-premise Exchange, you would simply open up your Exchange Management Shell and you would begin the process of using the set-mailbox commandlet and then enabling the mailbox audit logging for a specific end user or for your entire organization, depending on what you're looking to do. So in our case here, how do we actually make this happen if you can only do it through the shell and you can't do it through the Office 365 GUI here? Well, did you know you could make a connection to your Exchange through PowerShell? So let's actually do that because this is something that's unique and it gives us an opportunity to demonstrate something that most folks don't ever see, even though they know it can probably be done, but typically they'll work through the GUI if they can. In this case, we can't. There's no other option. So we're going to open up the PowerShell commandlet here, and what we're going to do is look at this TechNet article. There's a variety of them out there, and they all offer a little tweak here and there in terms of how this actually works. But I like this one, Connect to Exchange Online using Remote PowerShell. So this one works just fine for me. If we just scroll down, we can see that it gives us the ability to just copy the commands here. For example, setting the execution policy remote signed. That's a good one to kick things off. It makes sure this is really what we want to do. We say yes, and it brings us back to a command prompt. So we scroll down some more, connect to Exchange Online, and here we see run the following command. We copy that, paste it, hit enter. Now it's going to ask us for the credentials that we need in order to access our Office 365 connection as an administrative account. So if you have an administrative account to your Office 365, which in my case I do, you put in the username and password and say OK. Alright, we jump back over here. Now it gives us this long string of a command. Notice we're not focusing too much on what is being said here. The main thing is to pretty much go through the steps in order to make sure this works. Okay, so now it says that our connection has been redirected. We say OK, I guess that's a good thing. Now what? Well, the last part is to import the session. We click copy and we follow through. And there you go. Now you look at this and you say, all right, well, what did we just do? We punched in a bunch of commands, we copied and pasted them, and now what? Well, actually, we're now connected, in this case, to my Office 365 connection through PowerShell. So this is great because now I can just turn around and I can do a simple get mailbox to just see everyone's mailboxes for my organization. And there they are. We're blurring them out simply because we don't want you to see various names. This is a real working Office 365 solution, so we're not really looking for you to see everything. But you can see that there are the usernames, the aliases, server names, and so forth. Okay, so here if we just clear the screen. So the next thing we want to do here is actually enable mailbox audit logging. So I'm going to do this for my own mailbox here. So apparently this worked okay, being that we don't see any red ink coming back our way. But if we wanted to take a look at all of the Office 365 users and see which ones have auditing enabled, we can actually do something simple like a get mailbox and then pipe that out to select user principal name audit enabled. We hit enter. And we can see now that there is one that is audit enabled, and that's the one that is my own mailbox. So we do appreciate that we have this ability to connect in to Office 365 using the remote PowerShell capabilities. So we hope you found this informative. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next clip.